Now, several people have been evacuated from their homes following overnight flooding in the Western Cape. City of Cape Town's Disaster Risk Management Centre says over 18,000 people are believed to have been affected. The worst affected areas are Somerset West and Strand. In the Overberg, disaster management teams have managed to locate a missing hiker, but another man who went missing in Grabo has still not been located. It's feared he may have drowned. Now, some roads in the area remain closed due to the bad weather conditions. For an update on the story, we're joined on the line by City of Cape Town Disaster Management spokesperson Wilfred Johannes. Wilfred, thank you so much for joining us this morning. What's the latest situation in Cape Town?
A very good morning. This morning, the disaster management response teams, together with the city's engineering services, with a range of other role players, will then today have an enhanced approach in terms of clearing up, mopping up operations and affecting remedial measures, and particularly to repair damaged infrastructure as a result of the heavy rains and the flash floods that occurred in the Cape Peninsula since the precipitation made its landfall, creating havoc from Friday into Saturday.
Now, which roads have been closed to traffic, and are there any roads that have been reopened this morning?
By last night, several roads that were being affected has been closed off, and some of them had been overnight have been reinstated or opened again. But there are some parts of the mountainous roads, in particular the R44, where there is some lanes will be closed, and along the Atlantic seaboard between Cape Town and Hout Bay and Chapman's Peak, that will remain closed to remove rockfalls and mudslides that has came down late yesterday afternoon.
Are there any particular areas that people should avoid completely?
The city of Cape Town can confirm that the situation is now being restored. We had a maximum disaster response yesterday, since the weather has cleared up significantly. And all areas of the roads, most of them are open. The water levels have dissipated, and most of the people are moving back to their houses. It is last night we had to evacuate approximately 500 people in Salaris Pass under the mountain when the Salaris River came down at full strength. And there was a possibility that our engineers indicated that the dam just above the area could potentially break and cause flood damage in that area. But the people are all been taken to a local community hall where they are accommodated. But this morning we will be resettling them back to the areas and providing transportation and social relief aid.
Now, what are the sort of do's and don'ts if someone finds themselves in a dangerous situation, be it flooding or collapsed bridge?
What is important is that it's very unfortunately cannot do much when we have these significant weather, in particular when we have heavy downpour persistently. But people should safeguard themselves, ensure that the stormwater systems or the runoff capacity of the premises are unblocked, and that they did not make any alterations to it that impact on the stormwater system. Most of these people's properties that were affected in Somerset West in particular, we found that people have lowered their property that is below the actual road surface level and water running into their property, and there's a lot of changes in terms of the outlets that's not properly discharging into the stormwater system, rendering it ineffective. And that is what caused most of the people's properties in Somerset West being affected. And we want to appeal to residents when they want to undertake improvements onto the property, they need to consult with the authorities or the City of Cape Town so that they can get planning approval and to ensure that the city makes provision for stormwater infrastructure to handle the demand.
Have there been any more reports of fatalities?
In the City of Cape Town, we can confirm that no person has died as a result of the severe weather that we've experienced. But we are aware that in our neighbouring authorities in Stellenbosch, one person is reported missing, and there is efforts underway by the Western Cape government and the local authority in Stellenbosch to search for the person. We've also ensured through our area coordinating team for our homeless people, that we take the people off the road as a result of the rains and the cold conditions that left Cape Town, to take those people to shelters with the assistance of the funded homes and shelters that the City of Cape Town is funded through the Western Cape government as well.
Now, do people know who to call when they're in trouble?
The City of Cape Town's emergency line can be contacted on 107 from a Telkom line that is toll-free, or 021 480 7700. That is for emergencies. But for general blocked drains and complaints, or for the council to repair infrastructure, the 24-hour central complaints line can be contacted on 0860 1030 89. We're currently experiencing a high volume of encourage residents to make use of our SMS service on 31373, where we have agents available to take the calls, or via our website. It's an online application where people can report their complaints on www.capetown.gov.za.
Wilfred, thank you so much for that update. That was Wilfred Solomons Johannes. He's the spokesperson of the City of Cape Town Disaster Risk Management Centre.
News that moves. eNCA.com.